don't see it happening, but he could definitely prove me wrong. But I just think, bro, like, I mean, I've trained with Canelo, I've been around him. Bro can really push back heavyweight. So I don't know how he's like, because this is the first time Canelo's actually bigger than somebody in a long time. So it's like the weights are lifted off, and now he could fight even more freely, you know? So I'm actually interested to see, bro. I can't wait for the fight. I'm definitely going to be backing Canelo, but, you know, Crawford is a great fighter, and he could surprise me. But right now, where I would put my money is Canelo Alvarez.
Ryan Garcia has just dropped a surprising take that's turning heads across the boxing world. After witnessing Canelo's intense preparation, even he's unsure if Crawford can handle what's coming. But just when you think Ryan was playing it safe with his take, he dropped this bold prediction. He stated, "When you have two great fighters, great things can happen. But I could see even Crawford getting knocked out, like Amir Khan style though." That comment sent a chill through fight fans. Ryan isn't just admiring the matchup, he's warning of a possible ending that no one saw coming. Comparing it to Amir Khan's brutal KO loss says everything about the power he believes Canelo's bringing to this fight. Crawford may be slick, fast, and technical, but one clean shot could change everything. With both legends stepping into the ring, the line between greatness and disaster is razor thin. And just when you thought Ryan was done, he raised another serious concern. This time, it's all about how Crawford will handle the move up in weight.
How can he react to the new weight? You know, sometimes you're slower. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see how Crawford adjusts and how fast his hands move, because I mean, that's one of Crawford's, you know, great assets is his hand speed. And
it's a question that could define the entire fight. Moving up in weight isn't just about muscle. Timing, speed, and reflexes can all take a hit. Crawford's edge has always been his quick hands and laser sharp timing, but will that survive at a heavier class? Against a powerhouse like Canelo, even a split-second delay could be costly. Ryan's words add another layer of suspense, reminding us this isn't just a test of skill, it's a battle against physics, pressure, and power. Even Edgar Berlanga offered a more balanced take, but he was still raising a red flag. While praising Crawford's greatness, he pointed to one key factor that could tilt everything. He stated, "Terence Crawford is a legend. He's great. He's a great fighter. The only thing I see that favors Canelo is that, you know, is his weight." It's a calm observation, but it carries real weight. Berlanga acknowledges Crawford's elite skills, but reminds us this isn't a level playing field. Size can be a silent weapon, and when it's paired with Canelo's power, things can go south fast. Even legends struggle when the physical gap gets too wide. As fight night draws closer, this one detail might be the silent storm brewing under all the hype. Before things got intense, Virgil Ortiz shared a more measured perspective. He sees the greatness in both fighters, but raises one critical concern.
What do you think? It's a good fight. I think it's a real good fight. I just think Crawford's too small. I just think he's too small. He had one fight at 154, and now he's moving to 168 to fight one of the best of all time. Now, Crawford is one of the best of all time himself. He's just a smaller one of the best of all time, and I think that's just what's going to be the factor here. I'm not saying he doesn't have a chance. I think he has a good chance. I think he really does. I think it's a real close fight, if anything.
Ortiz respects Crawford's legacy, but size is the shadow looming over this showdown. Jumping from 154 to 168 against a powerhouse like Canelo isn't a small leap, it's a mountain. And while he believes Crawford has the skill to make it close, he questions if that's enough when facing someone bigger, stronger, and just as smart. In his eyes, this isn't a mismatch, it's a razor-thin fight with one key difference. And that difference might be what decides everything when the bell rings. Ortiz didn't stop there, he doubled down on his pick. While acknowledging Crawford's talent, he couldn't ignore one unavoidable factor.
I just think that Canelo will win, not only because he has skill, because you have to have skill to win, especially against Crawford, who has never lost, but he's going to be I think he might be a little too big.
Skill for skill, Ortiz knows this fight is elite, but when you add size into the equation, things start to shift. He sees Canelo's combination of strength and technique as a dangerous mix, especially for someone like Crawford, who's never tasted defeat. Ortiz isn't calling it an easy win, but he's hinting that weight could wear down even the most skilled technician. recognition, and in a fight this big, even a small size advantage can lead to massive consequences. For him, it's not just who's better, it's who's built for war at 168. Coach Joel Diaz also backed Canelo, and he didn't hold back. In fact, he made his stance brutally clear, shutting down any talk of a close contest.
A lot of people that say that Crawford can beat Canelo, no problem. I mean, I respect that, but I just think they're stupid. I mean, excuse my language. The size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch. And I can see the same thing. I mean, you saw Canelo Alvarez fighting Amir Khan. Now, look at this. Terence Crawford moved from 47 to 54 to fight Madrimov. What did he do to Madrimov? Nothing. Okay, Madrimov was a 54-pounder. Now, to move up to 168, that's 2 more divisions. Canelo Alvarez will take any punch from Crawford, but I don't think Crawford will take any punches from Canelo. Remember, Canelo got hit by Triple G, the heaviest hitter in that division. And Canelo took those shots like a champ. I don't think Crawford has anything to beat Canelo.
This wasn't just confidence, it was a flat-out declaration. Diaz believes Crawford has no chance, and coming from a seasoned coach, that kind of certainty speaks volumes. He sees the size, power, and experience of Canelo as simply too much. While others talk about Crawford's skill and speed, Diaz paints a picture of dominance. If his prediction holds true, we might be witnessing one of the most one-sided super fights in recent memory. While many are backing Canelo, not everyone's counting Crawford out. Brian Norman Sr. made it clear. He's learned his lesson the hard way.
I got Crawford, man. I learned to not bet against Crawford. I won't bet against Crawford again. I lost a lot of money betting against Crawford.
His words hit with the weight of experience. Betting against Crawford once already cost him, and now he refuses to make that mistake again. It's a powerful reminder of just how dangerous and unpredictable Crawford can be. This isn't just about hype. It's about a fighter who finds a way to win, no matter the odds. And in a clash this big, that kind of belief might be the edge that tips the scale. Brian Norman Sr. didn't just speak from emotion, he spoke from first-hand experience. After watching Crawford up close, his belief in him runs deep.
And you know, I've seen Crawford personally, I've seen him in the ring personally, and I mean, he a bad man. He a bad man. So I'm gonna have to say, just like with my son, I'm gonna have to say just with the boxing IQ, with it's certain things, man. It's certain things. I think that Crawford is gonna figure out a way to win. I don't think this is so. I don't think for how some people are looking at this, I don't think it's so far-fetched that Crawford can beat him. I just don't see that so far-fetched as some people trying to make it.
This wasn't blind support. It came from a place of deep respect and understanding of the fight game. Norman has seen Crawford's brilliance with his own eyes, and he's convinced that the boxing IQ, timing, and grit Crawford carries into the ring could be the difference. While some fans see a mismatch, he sees a tactical war. The way he puts it, Crawford won't just survive. He'll adapt, analyze, and strike when it matters most. In a fight where one mistake can end everything, that sharp mind might be the ultimate weapon. But Norman didn't stop at praising Crawford's skills. He went deeper. When asked about a possible stoppage, he gave a brutally honest reality check.
I wouldn't bet on the stoppage, but you say, could he stop him? You say, could he stop him? Let's remember that, what's his name? Jaime Munguia got stopped with a guy with 4 knockouts.
Yep, and anything can happen in the sport of boxing.
Yeah, I mean, if a man got 2 hands, and he has the ability to punch, I mean, everybody has weak spots. Everybody can get hit. Everybody can get knocked out. It's just the nature of the beast. That's it.
His point was clear. In boxing, anything can happen. You don't need knockout power on your record to land the right shot at the right time. Norman reminded everyone that under the bright lights, with 2 men throwing leather, no one is invincible. It only takes one well-placed punch to change the course of history. And in a high-stakes fight like this, both men are just one mistake away from disaster. But not everyone is swayed by the size talk. Shamar Canal, who's trained alongside Crawford, shared a confident and calculated prediction.
I like Crawford by decision, unanimous. Crawford unanimous decision. I feel like he's gonna outbox Canelo. He's not gonna, if he sticks to his game plan, I feel like he's not gonna fall into Canelo traps.
if he does do that, where does that put him in the all-time list?
Shamar's take isn't based on hype. It comes from being in the trenches with Crawford. He's seen the discipline, the timing, the fight IQ up close, and he believes that will be the difference. While others focus on power, he sees this as a chess match, and he's betting Crawford won't take the bait. To him, it's about sticking to the plan, staying sharp, and breaking Canelo down round by round. If that happens, we might be looking at a masterclass rather than a war. Shamar didn't stop at predicting a win. He looked at the bigger picture. What Crawford is chasing, he says, isn't just victory, it's history.
I feel like he's #1 pound for pound. I feel like he do that, he basically conquered all the divisions. He went from 35 to 40 to 47, and now he's going up to 68. So I feel like he'll conquer all the divisions. And what's that, 3-time undisputed that he'll be? So that puts him on a high pound for pound list.
For Shamar, this fight is about more than just two elite fighters colliding. It's about legacy. If Crawford pulls it off, he won't just beat Canelo, he'll do what no one else has ever done, moving from 135 to 168 and potentially becoming a 3-time undisputed champion. That's the stuff of legends. It's a path few even dare to imagine, let alone walk. And if Crawford succeeds, this win could crown him as the greatest of his era, maybe even all time. But beyond the training and titles, Shamar shared something more personal, a glimpse into who Crawford is outside the ring.
I've been to Crawford a couple times. He's a real stand-up guy. I like him. He's very humble, and I pick up a lot of game from him.
This wasn't about skill or strategy, it was about character. Shamar paints a picture of a humble champion, someone who leads not just with his fists, but with his presence. That quiet confidence, that willingness to share knowledge, speaks volumes about the kind of fighter and man Crawford is. In a sport full of ego, it's that grounded mindset that might just give him the edge. Because sometimes the strongest weapon isn't power, it's poise under pressure. Veteran boxing journalist Dan Rafael has followed Crawford's journey from the very beginning, but in their latest conversation, he noticed something different, something bigger.
Terrence was really good, actually. I mean, I've interviewed Terrence Crawford many times through the years, starting when he first had his very first fight on HBO years ago as a late replacement, and covered so many of his fights. And I can just tell by speaking to him for this fight, when I spoke to him, he was in his training camp in Colorado Springs, where he's getting ready for the fight against Canelo on September 13th. And he's very aware of the magnitude of the fight. And one of the things I came away from the interview with is, and you know this too, because you've interviewed tons of fighters also. I've interviewed many fighters through the years where, for those of us that may cover it, or just folks who are fans, whatever, like, oh, that's a huge fight, that's like a really big fight. And a lot of times the boxers downplay it to some degree, whether they're being for real or they're just kind of putting up a front. But they're like, hey, it's just another fight. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to win the fight, whatever. I was really excited that Terrence Crawford, when we were going through some of the historical things that could take place if he wins this fight, what they would mean. And at the end of that part of the conversation, he says, there's a lot riding on this fight.
This wasn't the usual just another fight talk fighters often give. Dan picked up on Crawford's rare honesty, the weight of history, the meaning behind the moment, and the awareness of what's truly at stake. Crawford isn't brushing it off. He knows this isn't just a title match. It's a chance to redefine greatness. And yet, what's even more dangerous? He's not overwhelmed. He's locked in, focused, ready for legacy, not just victory. But just when you think Crawford might be cracking under the pressure, Dan Rafael caught something rare in his voice, something that revealed what's really going on in his mind.
I don't think he feels pressure from it. I think he embraces that, but I like to hear that the fighter understands the magnitude of this fight and embraces that, and realizes, like the general public that follows boxing or the media, that this is a bigger deal than your average fight, and that he is keenly aware of that. So I love that.
It's not fear, it's not nerves, it's clarity. Crawford knows exactly what this fight means, not just to him, but to the sport. That kind of awareness separates legends from contenders. When a fighter walks into the ring, fully tuned into the stakes, and still remains calm, it sends a message to everyone, including Canelo. Crawford isn't just prepared physically, he's mentally one step ahead. And it's not just fans who believe in Crawford. Boxing insider Dan Rafael recently shared a powerful insight that sheds light on what's really driving Crawford in this high-stakes matchup.
Oh, absolutely. Terrence Crawford has never been the kind of fighter that's just looking to take a fight to get paid. Yeah, he's going to get paid a whole ton of money, and so is Canelo Alvarez. But, if you follow Terrence Crawford, if you've watched the way he fights, watch the way he conducts himself, know him at all, even just a little bit. I can't claim to be like best buddies with him, but I got a pretty good feel for Crawford, having been around him so many times for all these fights he's had. There is 0.000% chance that he is coming into this fight with anything other than victory in mind. I mean, he really believes that this is his moment to shine and create a huge addition to what's already a tremendous boxing legacy. Besides just the money, I mean, Terrence Crawford can take a fight against anybody, make a good amount of money. And so while that's important, of course, no, he absolutely believes he's winning this fight. No question about it.
Dan Rafael's words reveal a side of Crawford that's often hidden behind the gloves. The mindset of a fighter who's not just stepping in for a paycheck, but to make history. This fight isn't just about belts or records. For Crawford, it's personal. Every move he's making shows that he's coming in with a fire to prove he belongs among the greats, and maybe even above them. Against a legend like Canelo, there's no room for doubt or hesitation. That makes this clash not just a super fight, but a defining moment. But what if Crawford's size isn't a disadvantage after all? One respected voice close to the fight world just dropped a surprising take that might flip the whole narrative.
People ain't gonna believe me, but I'm leaning towards Terrence.
Oh, okay.
Remember this though, Terrence and Boots is almost like similar when it comes to that weight thing, right?
Yes.
Boots gets up big, but I seen Boots at a certain weight where he can handle them big guys and stopping them. Be knocking them out, you know, in the sparring in the gym when he's up in weight. So I think that's a beautiful weight for Terrence, but that's going up to 168 though, right?
Bozy Ennis, a seasoned trainer and the father of rising star Jaron Boots Ennis, isn't just tossing around hype. He's seen what happens when smaller fighters like Crawford or Boo Boo Andrade bulk up. And what did he see? Pure dominance. His insight adds a whole new layer to the debate. Maybe Crawford's speed, precision, and fight IQ don't fade. They amplify at a heavier weight. If that holds true in the ring, it's not just Canelo who needs to prepare. It's everyone watching who might need to rethink what's possible. This might not just be an upset, it could be a shockwave. But Bozy didn't stop there. He revealed exactly how he'd trained Crawford to break Canelo down. The strategy is sharp, calculated, and might just be the key to flipping this entire matchup.
The thing about Terrence, though, people don't understand, he can box and he's smart.
Yes.
He don't waste no punches, man.
He don't waste no punches.
And he's really smart, man, when it comes to that boxing game. But it was me, and I'm training him.
Yeah.
I would have him frustrating Canelo. What I would do with him, I would hit him with some good shots, combination shots, because you know, Canelo got to be set to throw punches.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I mean? If what you call him, Crawford boxing move, he don't like nobody to boxing move, and that's what I think Crawford's going to do.
Bozy Ennis outlines a fight blueprint that's built around exposing Canelo's biggest weakness, his need to plant before throwing. He envisions Crawford using speed, angles, and intelligent combinations to keep Canelo chasing shadows. The goal? Frustrate him, disrupt his rhythm, and land clean while staying just out of danger. It's not just about surviving, it's about outsmarting and outclassing one of boxing's most feared punchers. If Crawford sticks to this kind of plan, we might be in for a clinic no one saw coming. Edgar Berlanga, who's been in the ring with Canelo, didn't complicate things. His advice to Crawford was simple but powerful. Fight like yourself.
First of all, he got to go in there and he just got to fight him. You know what I'm saying? He got to go in there. I think Crawford just got to go in there and do what he got to do. You know what I'm saying? He got to just be Crawford, you know, show his IQ, show him why he's a two-time undisputed, you know, world champion, and go in there with confidence. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is, you know, it's a big weight difference, a big weight jump.
Berlanga's message cuts through all the noise. This isn't the time for overthinking or trying to be someone else. He believes Crawford already has what it takes, and that sticking to his natural style, fight IQ, and confidence could be the difference. It's about walking in with belief, not fear, because once that bell rings, it's not history or hype that wins fights. It's who shows up and owns the moment, and Berlanga's tone says it all. If Crawford stays true to himself, he might just shock the world. But Berlanga also kept it real. He knows what jumping 2 weight classes truly means. And in his eyes, that challenge alone could decide everything.
You know, it's a big weight difference, a big weight jump. You know, that could be a difference in a fight. You know, because obviously, you know, it's like me jumping up to heavyweight. Obviously, I'm a foot of power. I'm a foot of the that size difference, you know, compared to my other fights. So I just think that he got to go in there and just be himself. And I said, if he loses, you know, we'll just all know that, hey, you know, he just jumped up 2 weight classes to be great. You know what I'm saying? It's not, he can't really, he's testing himself. He's testing himself a great fighter. So, and I don't doubt him, you know, I don't got no doubt in my mind. You know, he's a 2-time undisputed world champion for a reason. So, you know, and I don't think none's gonna phase him in that fight. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the power, maybe the size, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, Canelo, he's not knocking Canelo out. So, he just got to go in there just IQ.
Having faced Canelo himself, Berlanga understands what kind of mountain Crawford is trying to climb. The weight jump isn't just a number. It brings new power, new pressure, and a whole different kind of danger. Still, his respect for Crawford's heart and championship mindset never wavers. Even if the odds lean toward Canelo, Berlanga sees this as a test of greatness, not just a title fight. If Crawford pulls it off, it won't just be a win, it'll be history carved through risk and courage. Even with all the size and power talk, Berlanga's belief in Crawford never fades. He still sees a real shot and a fight that could go either way.
I got faith in him. I think Crawford could do it. You know what I'm saying? I think he could do it. Just like I said, just the size. The only shit that throws the fight off is the size and, you know, obviously the power. And Canelo's IQ too, because Canelo got IQ. You know what I'm saying? And Canelo fought a lot much bigger guys. You know, so I know the Crawford's power ain't gonna phase him. I know Crawford's size ain't gonna phase him either, you know what I'm saying? So, but for me, I think it's a 50-50 fight.
Berlanga knows firsthand how dangerous Canelo is, especially when it comes to fighting bigger opponents. But he also recognizes that Crawford brings something special to the table: confidence, precision, and elite ring IQ. For Berlanga, this isn't a mismatch. It's a razor-thin war between 2 boxing minds. And while he admits Crawford's power might not shake Canelo, he refuses to count him out. In his view, this is as close as it gets, a 50-50 clash where every round could tip the balance. This fight isn't just another headline, it's history in the making. Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford has sparked reactions from fighters, trainers, and analysts across the sport. Some believe Canelo's size, power, and experience at higher weights will be too much. Others are confident that Crawford's IQ, speed, and adaptability will shock the world once again. One thing is certain, this isn't just a battle of fists, it's a battle of minds, legacies, and greatness. Crawford is stepping into deep waters, no doubt. The weight jump is risky, and Canelo isn't just any opponent. He's a seasoned champion at 168. But if anyone can break through the odds, it's a fighter like Crawford, who's made a career out of proving people wrong. His calm focus, strategic mind, and flawless execution could turn this fight into something truly unforgettable. What do you think? Do you think Crawford can handle Canelo's power at super middleweight? Will Canelo's experience give him the edge, or is Crawford's speed and IQ too much to handle? Is this a 50-50 fight, or are we underestimating someone? Could this be the moment Crawford cements himself as an all-time great, or will Canelo remind the world who rules the ring at 168? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and tune in for more videos like this as we continue breaking down the biggest stories in boxing.